2014, people took to the streets to protest climate change. Labor leader George Gresham joined 400,000 others in New York City for the People's Climate March in September.
We love this planet. We love the ability to have a future, and we want to stand up and raise our voices that those who are elected to represent us, this must be on their agenda, or we're not interested in them as well.
Speaking at the United Nations Climate Summit a few days later, U.S. President Barack Obama made a plea for action.
The climate is changing faster than our efforts to address it. The alarm bells keep ringing.
Experts say a 2-degree rise in temperature above pre-industrial times will trigger irreversible damage to the planet. We're not on course to do that unless emissions are reduced, warns Michael Oppenheimer, a professor of geosciences and international affairs at Princeton University.
That makes it incumbent upon governments to get moving quickly, which is why there's so much focus on the meeting in Lima and the meeting a year from now that's planned for Paris.
The recent United Nations talks in Lima set the stage for Paris in 2015, when nations will come together to sign a global climate treaty. The preliminary deal brokered in Peru broke with the past, committing developing countries like China and India to join the richer ones in cutting emissions. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry acknowledged their responsibility.
More than half of global emissions, more than half, are coming from developing nations. So it is imperative that they act too.
China and the United States did act. They signed an historic agreement which committed Washington to reducing emissions between 26 and 28% by 2025. And China declared its emissions would peak by 2030. Oppenheimer says environmental plans are expected from other countries early next year as negotiators continue to iron out details for the Paris Treaty.
No matter what comes out of Paris, it's important that this problem be revisited continually to make sure that countries are living up to their commitments. And that means active and engaged citizenries in all these countries have to push on their governments.
Oppenheimer says delay is not an option. He says the planet will become warmer and warmer faster than any time in the history of civilization, unless steps are taken to reverse the trend. Rosanne, Skirble, VOA News, Washington.